This video is to give discussion and instruction on the use of the IBIDie Consignment module. The Consignment module is a feature within IBIDie that allows the user to segregate the inventory items going to an outside sale or event of some sort, to sell those items and then return the residual of unsold product back into the store's inventory system. This module essentially allows the inventory to be removed from the store inventory and put into the consignment inventory during the sale process. This assists in reordering and other inventory management tasks as the quantity on hand on inventory records reflects actual store inventory. The consignment module handles such outside sales in two separate manners. The first, which we call consignment sales, are when the product is moved from the store inventory into the consignment event inventory, such as taking a box of books from the store to a school to sell, or a pallet of books from a vendor to a school to sell, and then bringing the residual product back after the sale, scanning them and returning them to inventory, and producing one billing that can either be billed to a school or a process through the register in an internal sale. But the key point is that all of the transactions go through IBIDie as one sale for the entire event. This could be for sales where you take the books and give them to a school on consignment where they would sell to the students and parents. They would return the sold books, and then you would bill the school for the entire sale with any discounts or whatever that you may provide. Or it could be used if you take product to an event or to a sale and simply take a Square credit card unit and simply sell the books and record through the Square unit, bring the product back, and then you want to process the entire sale volume as one transaction on IBIDie internally. Either way, the consignment module will do that. The consignment module also will handle remote sales where you simply take a laptop and process the transactions individually as people purchase product, running the register remotely, connected to your server, just as any register would. However, it will also remove the inventory into a consignment holding while that is going on. We will show you that in the second video. This first video is for the simpler version of using consignments where you process the sale through IBIDie as one bulk transaction. So if we go into the ordering submenu, down here at F12 is the consignment menu. Obviously, the first thing we want to do is create a consignment. We have a number of options. One is we can do an entry, which you can do, and also view the consignment after you've entered it. This program is where you would do to scan the product that's returned and create the billing. We'll go through that separately. There are consignment reports that you can do during and after consignments. And there are consignment merge program, which is very seldom used, but it allows you, if you have two ongoing consignments, you can merge them into one. let's start with the consignment entry. So in consignment entry, it's going to assign a consignment number, but we don't need to enter a number. It'll self-assign a number when we add. The first is all consignments need to be tied to a customer. It doesn't have to be billed to the customer, but it has to be tied to a customer, even if that is a dummy internal customer. That is so that when processing the bulk sale, if you want to actually bill the customer account is already there and present, and it makes sure that it's one that has charge privileges and whatever. Anyway, let's just, I have a customer out there, test, so we'll just use that. And you'll see that it obviously populates. This is all background information. None of this has to be entered other than the account number. This is information on the left here, comes from the customer screen. And then over on the right here is specific information you can enter about the particular event. So you might say this is Dave's sale. And you can put all the address in Dave's sale. If there's discounts involved in this sale to the consumer, if there's beginning and end date, the date you have to have it ready, any notes that you want. But down at the bottom is the key point as to whether it is a consignment or a book fair. It defaults to consignment, and this is where you're going to eventually have one bulk billing for the product sold in IBIDie. So the first thing we do is we add the consignment. Create consignment, yes. It's going to give it a number, 162. Okay. You'll see that the status displays it's open. The next step is to go to the F7 detail screen. On the detail screen is where we can simply scan the items to be added. So the books you put in the box to be removed from the store inventory, you can do that however you want. Most importantly, though, there is a load from file. So you can, if you have an Excel sheet or any other sheet where you have the product with the ISBN and the quantity somewhere, then you can load it automatically up into the consignment. Most importantly, on the receiving screens, there are export buttons. And the export buttons on the receiving screen will load all of the items and quantities that are on that receiving screen into a file, which can be loaded here. So if you have a special purchase order for products to be taken to a sale, you can do it in receiving. It'll add them to inventory. You export the file, come over here, load the file, and it'll remove them from inventory and put them in the consignment inventory. Let's do that just for ease. So if we do that, it's going to give us some options. It's a tab delimited file typically, which is what all, with ISBN in the first column and quantity in the second, just like all the other files that you use in IBIDie. Let's browse to a file. I think I have something in downloads to use. I've got a test file somewhere. We'll see if I can find it. Dave test. Okay, now I'm going to click load the file, and it's going to add them. Notice that if it's not found in inventory, it tells me, but it'll go ahead and it adds it automatically to inventory. It's kind of a nice feature. Okay, I have 27 items. Now, got the quantities that I had. I sit here, change it. Okay, now I click the exit button. I sit here and I do a process. This is removing them from inventory. Now you'll note that if I look at, well, for instance, let's take a look at this one. You'll notice that there is 2 in consignment. But if I look at more detailed, you'll also see that consignment total is 2. But if I do the status, it'll also give me the consignment detail. This is so that if you have multiple consignments going on, i.e. there are here, you can see how much are in consignment at each place. Okay. All right. So now we take the books, or however we go to the event, and we do the sale, and we process it through Square, or the school sells it themselves. And we are going to return now the books. The sale is over. We're going to go into the returns billing. And here we can always look for consignments here. And let's see, we know it's down at the bottom here. If we don't remember, test, this is one we just added, 162. You see it's open. The closed ones have it, so we'll select that. Okay, we'll see it's open. Now we're going to go to the detail screen. All right, now here is where we can put quantities. We can scan the books to return. And as we scan the books to return, for instance here, if we return 1, it is going to not bill that one. It'll return it to inventory, just so we're clear on that, okay? All right. Once we've done all our edits, we do the process. This is returning them. Now, this is returning everything to inventory. Then we do the billing. And you sure you want to bill this consignment? And we'll say yes. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a special order for this entire consignment. And then we can run the special order through the register. So it's 4113. Okay. Now, the big difference between, and if I come back in to look ever, it's going to tell me that it was created on SPO 4113, just so that I, in any reports I do, it tracks it. But the thing about this special order created in consignment, it's not going to create to be ordered records for all those items that normally happens when you create a special order. It just creates the order, but it doesn't create any of the to be ordered records. So you don't have to worry about having to remove them or anything. If I then go into the register and I put that special order number in, it says, do you want to preload? Yes, I certainly do. And it'll go through the entire list and it'll add them to inventory, the ones that were not returned. The white screen is obviously, you've seen it before. It's a new enhancement from Microsoft Edge. Not sure why it returns when it's done processing. Okay, so we've got this completely loaded. We have it to the account. If we can complete the sale. We can, if we wanted to, we can discount it however we want to do it. Just like any other, we can click over here and put a 10% discount on this if we wanted to. Then we can complete the sale, and we can then select any number of tenders. So if you have, this is an internal, if you did a house charge, which we would bill the whole thing, you can do that. If this customer test is set up for charge privileges. If this is something you internally did and you had some cash and you had the other from the settlement of the Square, you would just you'd set up your own little Square tender and put the Square amount in, the amount of cash that you were in, and it would balance it to as one transaction. So this is going to put the entire sale on one sales transaction. Now, importantly, when you're doing reordering and stock replenishment, it's going to have, each of these titles will have that asterisk in front so that you know that it was actually sold on a special order for reordering purposes. So if we come in to stock replenishment and we just look at today, and we process, you'll see that they all come with the asterisk that all special order sales do, so that we know the buyer knows not, or to be careful in reordering those. Okay. These two are from the book fair. That's the next video. So that is the video. That's the conclusion of book fair. You can do reporting on it, play around with that all you like, but that's the primary function. Is it removes the inventory in the entry, it returns the residual in the billing, and you then process the billing as one special order through the point of sale. Thank you.